Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. It was a rainy day today, but the sun is out again in paradise, and the US President Joe Biden is the first president in US history to visit Angola, a southern African country located in the bottom of Africa called Angola. Yes, Joe Biden, the President of the United States of America, is the first ever sitting president to visit Angola. But why is the US President at this time, considering that he will be leaving office in 2025, January 2025, I think the 25th or somewhere about there, in January 2025, Joe Biden will leave office and Donald Trump will be entering office? But why is Joe Biden in Africa at this point in his career? Joe Biden is the first US president since Barack Obama in 2015 to visit the continent of Africa, but the first ever president to visit Angola. But why is he in Africa? The reason why he is in Africa is because of money. Yes, my friends, money. Joe Biden and the USA is funding a massive railway project in Africa, starting at the Democratic Republic of Congo in the middle of Africa, right in the center of Africa. Congo, the richest country in terms of natural resources in the whole world. They're going to start the railway project there, and they're going to come down to Zambia, all the way down to Angola. And that is why the President of the United States of America is currently in Africa, in Angola, meeting the President. Right now, he would have done visits to the plant. The project is on the way. But why is the USA funding such a project? Money and resources. Remember, I told you that the richest country in the world is the Democratic Republic of Congo in the middle of Africa. They have diamonds, gold, cobalt, uranium, any type of resources, you name it. So what the USA is planning to do, start the railway project there, and then they will have their goods shipped easily by rail from Congo, the middle of Africa, down to Zambia, all the way down to Angola. And Angola is right next to the Atlantic Ocean, so the United States can send their big ships right there and collect the minerals and ship them straight up to America. Remember, Angola was one of the first countries in Africa to be colonized and is notorious for their slave trade. The Portuguese colonized Angola, and that is why you have so many black people in Brazil right now. Back in the day, the Portuguese shipped African slaves from Angola all the way to Brazil, straight across the Atlantic Ocean. If you look at the map, Angola, you have the Atlantic Ocean separating Angola and Brazil. It's right there. So the Portuguese captured enslaved Africans and shipped them across to Brazil to occupy that land and to plant sugarcane, tobacco, you name it, to make money. So now the USA is doing something similar, but in a smarter way. And their goal is to rival China in Africa, because we know China has a massive growing influence in Africa with their road and belt projects in Africa. So the USA is trying to counter that, because they are now saying, they are now agreeing with what we would have been saying all the time, is that Africa is the future. So Joe Biden is bridging the gap between America and Africa. That is what, but to make money. They're bridging the gap to make money. And that is the mission of this channel. Remember, I said the mission of my channel is to bridge the gap between Africa, the Caribbean, African Americans, Afro-Europeans, African British, all around the world. bridge the gap. That is the mission of my channel. But Joe Biden see what is happening, so he is getting in on the excitement in Africa. The Russians are in Africa, the Chinese are in Africa, the Asians are in Africa, the Indians are in Africa. So what are we waiting for? We in the Caribbean, we're Africans, same culture, same ethnicity, African Americans. You're Africans, same ethnicity, similar culture. So let's not let Joe Biden and the USA bridge the gap between Africa and the USA. Before us, we are one people separated by only slavery and colonialism. Now, what is the history between Africa and Angola? Recent developments in the US-Angola relations include President Biden's first visit to Angola this month in December 2024. President Biden made a historic visit to Angola, marking the first visit by a US president to the country. Imagine that. The country has been there for all these years, and this is the first time ever a US president would have visited the country. The visit was aimed at strengthening bilateral ties, promoting economic cooperation, and addressing shared global challenges. This is what I'm reading from an article here. Lobito Corridor Project. This is the project I told you about. The train project that's going to link Congo down to Zambia to Angola, and then to transport resources from Congo, Zambia, and also Angola. And then it's going to end at the Atlantic Ocean in Angola, and then the US is going to send their ships to collect those resources, ship them to America. And this railway project is called the Lobito Corridor. The US is actively involved in the Lobito Corridor project, a major infrastructure initiative that is aimed to connect Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zambia. This project is expected to boost economic growth and trade in the region. So, my friends, the USA is going to build this project to help them, but Africa can use this same project to ship goods and to trade between each other. So since they want to spend money in Africa, let us use them and ship goods and services between the different African countries. Security cooperation. The US and Angola have been working together on security cooperation, including counterterrorism and maritime security. That is just something that the US normally say. There's nothing, they don't care about security in Africa. What they care about is resources. This is saying health and development. The US has provided assistance to Angola in areas such as health, education, and economic development. We know that the US don't care about that, but they have to, they have to be diplomatic, and they have to let Africans know that they're there to help them in order for them to get the resources. That is Western diplomacy. That is what they do. They come in and they say they're going to help you with health care, they're going to help you with food security, they're going to protect you. But we know what they want is resources. Because if the US so wanted to help African countries with security and health care and food and all of that, the Caribbean is right next to America. They're not giving the Caribbean any help at all. Why? Because we don't have the minerals that they want. Africa has the minerals that they want, so they're going to do all kind of things there. They're going to invest in railway project. They're going to promise to help you with health care, food security. They're going to even visit the various African countries. That is why you see many European countries, they're always in Africa. Look at the news. They're always visiting Africa. Why you think? You think it's because they so love us? No, 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 my friends. They want money. How do they get money? They get money by stealing the resources in Africa or getting the resources at next to nothing and then send them to their various European countries and America to process those resources to sell them back again to make 200, 300, maybe 1,000% profit on our own resources, my friends. Overall, the US-Angola relationship is growing stronger, with both countries recognizing the potential of increased cooperation in